Here are the top stories for today, April 27, 2022. President Duterte thanked the COVAX facility for its commitment to replace the expired COVID-19 vaccines in the country. President Duterte declines the invitation to attend the U.S.-ASEAN meeting. More government agencies join the Legacy caravan in Zamboanga. And Air Philippines gets another 25-year franchise. Good day, I am William Theo. Welcome to the PNA Newsroom. President Rodrigo Duterte welcomed the commitment of the COVAX facility to replace the 3.6 million doses of expired COVID-19 vaccines in the country. In a pre-recorded talk to the people this morning, Duterte said he is happy to learn that the expired COVID-19 jabs would be replaced for free. Health Secretary Francisco Duque III said the expired COVID-19 vaccine accounts for 1.46% of the country's current vaccine inventory, which is below the 10% indicative wastage rate used by the World Health Organization. He said the replacement will be done for both doses that have been donated and procured by the government. Meanwhile, Duterte reminded Filipino voters to ensure compliance with minimum public health standards, especially on Election Day. He also encouraged the public to trust health and medical experts. Despite predictions that COVID-19 cases will increase due to loosened restrictions and campaign-related mass gatherings, Gov't research says it is positive that there would still be low hospitalization rate due to vaccines. Gov't research fellow Dr. Ranjit Rai said there is a very big possibility of cases going up now that the economy has reopened and new coronavirus subvariants continue to emerge abroad. As such, he urges the public to complete their primary COVID-19 vaccine series and get boosted. So far, the number of new cases of COVID-19 in the National Capital Region remain under 100 as of April 25. President Rodrigo Duterte is skipping the Southeast Asian Leaders Special Summit with United States President Joe Biden in Washington in May. In a tape Talk to the People aired this morning, Duterte said he would not participate in the meeting between the United States and ASEAN on May 12 to 13 because of possible conflict of interest. Duterte considered that he is about to step down from office on June 30 and his successor may be announced after May 9. He said that should he attend the conference, he might take a stand that is different from that of the next president. ASEAN leaders and Biden are expected to discuss ways to strengthen cooperation in various areas, including COVID-19 response and global health security. The summit will also pave the way for the ASEAN and the United States to tackle regional and international issues and bolster strategic partnerships. Over 84,000 public and private employees who applied for local absentee voting can cast their vote starting today until Friday. Among the qualified local absentee voters are personnel of the Philippine National Police, Armed Forces of the Philippines, other government agencies, as well as members of the media. They will be voting for national positions only, one each for president and vice president, 12 senators, and one party list group using manual ballots. The absentee voting hours is from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. 3 government projects were given a go signal to continue amid the election ban. These are the Fuel Subsidy Program, Public Utility Vehicle Service Contracting Program, and Public Utility Vehicle Modernization Program. In a COMELEC resolution, the Commission on Bank has approved the petition filed by the Department of Transportation and the Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board asking to exempt from the election ban the implementation of these subsidy programs. The poll body also ordered the other agencies such as the Land Bank of the Philippines, the Department of Labor and Employment, and the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority or TESDA to determine the beneficiaries for the disbursement of funds. funds. The fuel subsidy program, worth over 1 billion pesos, is implemented as a means to mitigate the impact of COVID-19 and the increasing fuel prices to transport service providers. It also aims to guarantee the viability of public transportation and curb the possibility of a fare increase that will affect the commuting public. Authorities arrested 3 persons for allegedly claiming to have illegally accessed the Smartmatic system to influence the results of the upcoming May 9 elections. Brigadier General Robert Rodriguez, chief of the PNP Anti-Cybercrime Group, identified the suspects as members of notorious hackers named XSOX Group. They were arrested on Sunday during an entrapment operation in Imus, Cavite and Santa Rosa, Laguna. With the arrest of the 3 suspects, Rodriguez said they can assure the public that the threat to rig the electoral process through hacking is substantially diminished. Undersecretary Cesar Mancao, Executive Director of the Cybercrime Investigation and Coordinating Center, meanwhile revealed that the group is asking for 60 million pesos in exchange for favoring a certain candidate. Mancao said there are several candidates who have contacted the group, but they did not name them pending investigation. He added the group possibly has connections to Ricardo Argana, a former Smartmatic employee linked to the security breach and has gone into hiding. The COMELEC and its partners held a forum for local candidates in Iligan where they presented their platforms and views on important topics affecting the province. More on this from Arafia Kiram.
The Commission on Elections, in collaboration with the Parish Pastoral Council for Responsible Voting, Department of Interior and Local Government, Department of Education, Iligan City Police Office, Philippine Information Agency, and the Armed Forces of the Philippines held a candidates fora for aspiring councilors, mayor, vice mayor, and congressman in Iligan City.
This forum was envisioned to provide a bold and fair platform for all concerned candidates to introduce themselves to the voters and to expand on their visions, platforms of government, and advocacy in order to uplift the standard of living for all Iliganos and the community in general.
Only 13 aspiring councilors participated in the said fora out of the 49 candidates. Of the 9 poll bets for mayoral position, only 3 candidates joined. They are from the Tatak Iliganon Political Party, Alyansa sa Bagong Iligan, and 1 independent candidate. Moreover, only 2 candidates for vice mayoral position participated in the fora out of 4 candidates. The 2 candidates running for the congressman position did not attend. Meanwhile, Department of Interior and Local Government City Director Edward Bagwani encouraged the public to exercise their right to vote.
Mga kaigsunan, this is a very important undertaking karong May 9. Ayaw yung taon mong kasayok. Kaya kung masayok ka, magbalik-balik ang atong problema, nadugay na nato makita ng problema, dugay hisgutan sa itong mga kandidato.
The candidate also chose questions by drawing lots with topics on peace and order situation, economic-related development, insufficient basic services, graft and corruption, ecotourism, agricultural issues, environmental issues, traffic issues, moral degeneration, and political reform. For the PNA Newsroom, Arafia Kiram of PIA Iligan City and Lanao del Norte.
Still ahead, DepEd Secretary Leonor Briones calls on Filipinos to teach the country's historical victories to the younger generation. We're back after a quick break. Keep it here on the PNA Newsroom.
Paolo Millones po para sa kampanyang Disiplina Muna na pinangungunahan ng DILG. Bakit ba kailangan magparehistro sa pagpapabakuna laban sa COVID-19? Mahalaga magparehistro dahil ito ang unang step sa pagpapabakuna laban sa COVID-19. May 3 pamamaraan upang makapagrehistro ang isang Pilipino na nais mabakunahan. Una, ang online registration sa inyong local government unit o LGU. Pangalawa, ang pagpunta sa mga vaccination centers at pagkuha ng registration form. At pakikipag-ugnayan sa mga pinuno ng barangay o sa mga barangay health center. Tandaan, online, sa mga vaccination site o sa mga barangay health centers ang pagpaparehistro sa pagpapabakuna kontra COVID-19. Muli ako po si Paolo Medjones, Disiplina Muna Ambassador na nagpapaalala, huwag matakot magpabakuna. Bida ang may disiplina. Magparehistro at magpabakuna para ligtas ang pamilya, ligtas ang bayan. Disiplinadong Pilipino ay rehistrado para maging bakunado.
Education Secretary Leonor Briones stressed the importance of revisiting the past to the younger generation. As the country celebrates the 501st commemoration of the victorious Battle of Mactan, Briones said it is important to spread awareness about the Filipinos' narrative of Lapu-Lapu's heroic act and doing away with the Eurocentric demonizing image of him who killed the explorer who brought Christianity to the country. Briones said that with the help of technological innovation through a blended teaching approach, children nowadays are better equipped to cherish the lessons of the past. Today, over 2.5 million learners have already pre-registered nationwide for school year 2021 to 2022. Briones earlier urged parents to avoid long lines and pre-register their kids early for efficient planning and preparation for blended learning. In Ilocos Region, almost 500,000 learners have joined the implementation of the expanded limited face-to-face classes. The Department of Education in the region says more learners are expected to join as some schools are applying to increase their seating capacity of their classrooms. Of the 1.3 million expected enrollees, over 140,000 learners have already availed of the early registration. In the Cordillera region, more than 6,000 teachers will serve as members of the Electoral Board. The region has 1,406 voting centers and 2,153 clustered precincts. The Department of Education in the region says election task forces are deployed in the different school division offices to ensure that teachers and personnel are provided with adequate information, technical and legal assistance during the performance of their duties. The Visayas Vaccination Operations Center, or VVOC, encourages school children to get vaccinated against COVID-19, noting the possibility of in-person classes in August. The VVOC said it wants to push further the vaccination rate among the younger generation group, noting the low compliance on the minimum health protocols in the region due to low alert level. In Cebu, fully vaccinated children aged 5 to 11 years old is only at 11%, while those who are 12 to 17 years old are now at 62%. President Rodrigo Duterte has signed a law renewing the franchise of Air Philippines Corporation for another 25 years. Duterte signed Republic Act No. 11682 on April 11. RA 11682 allows Air Philippines to establish, operate, and maintain domestic and international air transport services, as well as hangars, aircraft, and communication facilities. Under PAL Holdings Incorporated, Air Philippines operates as PAL Express and is the third largest airline in the country. The Department of Trade and Industry assures American businesses that the economic policy in the Philippines will remain stable despite the change in administration by June 30. Trade Secretary Ramon Lopez attended the Philippine Trade and Investment Forum in Washington, D.C. last week, where he presented business opportunities in the Philippines to American investors. Lopez said the Duterte administration passed measures that would cement a stable business environment. These include amendments to the Retail Trade Liberalization Act, the Foreign Investments Act, the Public Service Act, as well as Ease of Doing Business Law and the Corporate Recovery and Tax Incentives for Enterprises or CREATE Law. Lopez said the Philippines remains active in enhancing its strategic partnerships through free trade agreements. He said, despite the impending change in leadership, Possible investors will reap the benefits of the strong economic fundamentals laid down by the Duterte administration. More stories from the newsroom. 30 government agencies provide services at the Duterte Legacy caravan in Zamboanga City. And over 50 soldiers are commended for joining successful operations against the New People's Army in Negros Occidental. Details ahead. Stay with the PNA Newsroom.
Hi everyone, James Deacon here. The COVID-19 vaccines are finally here, and the government wants to make sure the vaccines reach us. So let's do our part by making sure that we get registered to be included in the vaccination list of our LGU. You can register right in the comfort and safety of your own homes through your LGU's online registration platform. And you can also register on site in the vaccination venues or through your barangay. Remember, getting vaccinated is the first step towards ending this pandemic. So let's do our part as disciplined citizens. Bida ang may disiplina. Magpakarehistro at magpabakuna para sa ligtas na pamilya, ligtas na bayan.
At least 30 government agencies joined hands and served more than 400 residents during the Duterte Legacy Caravan in Zamboanga City on Tuesday. The activity, hosted by the Police Regional Office in the Zamboanga Peninsula, benefited the residents of Barangay Mercedes, Bualan, Salaan, Talabaan, and Zambo. About 200 indigent recipients received food packs from the Department of Social Welfare and Development and medicines, as well as hygiene kits from the Department of Health. PRO9 personnel and their dependents also availed of services offered by the Pag-ibig Fund, Philippine Statistics Authority, PhilHealth, and the Kadiwa on Wheels of the Department of Agriculture. PRO9 Director Brigadier General Franco Simborio said the Duterte Legacy Caravan aims to inform the public about the accomplishments of the current administration. The caravan is anchored on the theme Pagkakaisa ng Mamamayan at Pamahalaan tungo sa pagbangon, kapayapaan at kaunlaran. A total of 14 Balik Probinsya Bagong Pag-asa or BP2 program beneficiaries have received Kabuhayan starter kits from the Department of Labor and Employment in the Bicol region. The DOLE said the BP2 beneficiaries were endorsed by the National Housing Authority and the Department of the Interior and Local Government. The Camarines Sur Provincial Office facilitated the distribution of livelihood starter kits to the 14 BP2 beneficiaries. Over 309,000 pesos worth of starter packs was granted to the chosen beneficiaries to start their business ventures. The BP2 program aims to help address the congestion in Metro Manila by encouraging those who belong to informal and marginalized sectors to return to their home provinces. Some 54 soldiers received medals for participating in a series of successful encounters with CPP-NPA rebels in Central and Southern Negros this month. Major General Benedict Arevalo, commander of the 3rd Infantry Division, bestowed military merit medals on 33 recipients from the 15th Infantry Battalion, as well as 20 soldiers of the 62nd Infantry Battalion. The official expressed hope that the award inspires and motivates them to serve and secure the peace-loving people of Western and Central Visayas. On April 19, troops of the 15th IB clashed with communist rebels in Sitio Bahay, Barangay Kaliling, Kawayan, resulting in the death of NPA squad leader Celso Tribunalo. 2 days later, the 62nd IB engaged NPA fighters in Sitio Halog, Barangay Sandayao in Giholingan City, Negros Oriental. Meanwhile, Corporal Reno Gicole from the 94th Infantry Battalion received the Wounded Personnel Medal in a ceremony in Barangay Mahalang, Himamaylan City, Negros Occidental. On April 14, Gicole was wounded during a firefight in Sitio Pandan, Barangay Caradyo, and that claimed the life of a leader in NPA Central Negros Front 2. In sports, the Philippine Sports Commission and the University of Mindanao signed a Memorandum of Understanding for the creation and implementation of grassroots sports development in Mindanao. PSC Chair Butch Ramirez and University of Mindanao President Dr. Guillermo Torres Jr. led the signing at the Rizal Memorial Sports Complex in Manila on Tuesday. Under the MOU, the PSC shall support the creation and implementation of grassroots sports development policies, programs, projects, and activities for the University of Mindanao. On the other hand, the University of Mindanao shall develop these programs in collaboration and coordination with the PSC. The university will also provide the training venues and resources for these programs. Torres said this historic partnership will boost the University of Mindanao's grassroots sports development. He noted that the University of Mindanao initiated the grassroots development of track and field, which they now want to expand so that they can raise champions and superstars from Davao and Mindanao. Let's take another look at today's biggest stories. President Duterte thanked the COVAX facility for its commitment to replace the expired COVID-19 vaccines in the country. President Duterte declines the invitation to attend the U.S.-ASEAN meeting. More government agencies join the Legacy caravan in Zamboanga. And Air Philippines gets another 25-year franchise. As Filipinos, we all have a vital role to play in preventing the spread of COVID-19. So remember, wear your face masks and face shields, wash your hands often, practice safe physical distancing, go out only for essential reasons, and get vaccinated as soon as possible to protect ourselves, our families, and the community. Together, we can beat COVID-19. Thank you for watching another episode of the PNA Newsroom. For more news content, check our webpage or log onto the Philippine News Agency's Facebook and Twitter accounts. For more stories about the government and how it serves Filipinos, look for these hashtags in all of our social media platforms and websites. We are shown on the pages of the PCOO and its attached agencies. Also, watch us on television on PTV4 and IBC 13. And that's your daily dose of the biggest stories that you need to know. From the PNA Newsroom, we tell stories that inspire change. I am William Theo. Good day, everyone.